Yeah. This may ruffle said feathers. I am just reporting what it is that I saw and just bringing it to light because I've never heard of it before. Let's get into it. The ACLU wants taxpayers to fund sex change surgery for male inmate convicted of killing a baby. The American Civil Liberties Union has filed a lawsuit on behalf of a male inmate convicted of murdering an 11-month-old who wants to undergo sex change surgery, arguing that an Indiana law barring the Corrections Department from using taxpayer money to fund sexual reassignment surgeries violates the 8th Amendment in the U.S. Constitution. The plaintiff, Jonathan Richardson, is a male. Let me put a picture. Okay. Is an adult male who identifies as a woman named Autumn Cordelion. He is serving time in a male institution within the Indiana Department of Corrections. Richardson was diagnosed with gender dysphoria in 2020 and takes puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. The ACLU's Indiana branch filed a lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Indiana, challenging the constitutionality of House Bill 1569. The statute states that the state DOC may not authorize the payment of any money to use of any state resources or the payment of any federal money administered by the state to provide or facilitate the provision of sexual reassignment surgery to an offender patient. Okay, i.e., you do the crime, you ain't gonna get the benefits. Okay. According to the lawsuit, Richardson continued to suffer from depression and anxiety while taking cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers, and doctors believe that through sex change surgery, his gender dysphoria could be ameliorated. For some persons, including plaintiff, the surgery is a medical necessity, the complaint reads. By prohibiting the surgery regardless of medical need, the statute mandates deliberate indifference to the serious medical need and therefore violates the 8th Amendment. Additionally, the statute discriminates against plaintiff and other transgendered prisoners in violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. It says, accordingly, injunctive and declaratory relief should be granted so the plaintiff may receive gender-affirming surgery. The ACLU of Indiana believes that the Indiana law is causing Richardson severe distress that can be alleviated, and that the statute targets transgender prisoners and makes it impossible for them to receive necessary medical care for no proper legislative end or purpose, according to Indiana DOC records. Richardson is serving time for murder, and his earliest possible release date is December 2027. So you killed somebody, an 11-month-old child. You now are you are saying you were sane. That's what it seems like. So this is a sane person that murdered a child, strangled them, and we're all just supposed to be cool with all that. And then because you have your rights, you should now get a gender reassignment surgery, even though you brutally murdered an infant. Okay. So, curious what you all think about all of this. I mean, I guess that's where we're at with all of this now, where it's just like, okay, yeah, but even though they did this horrendous crime, they should still not have to relinquish said rights that they find to be necessary for their own mental health, even though they forcefully took away that opportunity for somebody else to even develop, i.e., the kid that was murdered. This is where we're at with a lot of things now. And it seems as though this is where we're going to continue to go down, or how we're going to continue to go down with all of this. You are free to express yourself in whatever way and delusion, dysphoria that you may think is proper. So let's just see if they allow this to happen. Let's see if they are okay with letting this said thing continue within the state of Indiana, and, allowing everybody to do as they please, no matter what actions may have been done to another person. All right. Just find this to be very interesting. That's all. You murder a kid, but that takes a back burner because you have something else that everyone has been fighting for you to be able to do, even though you murdered a kid. But that's more important than you murdering a kid, because it's your right, even though you murdered a kid. But then it's also your right to bear arms for militia. But it's also your right to bear arms. But once you're a felon, you can't. So we could take that away. But this should not be taken away because we have a community to support it. Okay. All facts that were said in there, from what we know. But I will throw the word in, allegedly, from, my own point of view. But it's just summarizing what it is that was being said throughout this article. Obviously, the person looks like a whack job to me, with all the tattoos and all that, bare face and all that. But this Richardson, I believe was the last name. They want to be called, what's the last name? Richardson. This Richardson wants to be called Autumn. So I guess we're going to be calling this person Autumn and giving them their full rights back, even though they are locked up in prison, which is involuntary servitude and slavery. But, I guess this is what everybody wants. And this is something that I guess may end up happening because we're going to have a whole bunch of organizations and people backing up a murderer just because they identify with a refrigerator. Hey, I greatly appreciate if you could support me. Simply go to ebay.com. In the search bar, type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then support me. I have a wide variety of items on there, many of my own personal Latrice Limited items, such as candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, lingerie robes, so much stuff. I even have men's ties and comic books on there. Definitely support me, and do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.